Hey kids, so you've chosen Christian Camp Thousand Pines. It's going to be a time of God, games, of nature, but most importantly, a time to learn about yourself, who you are as people. I know you might be scared. I'm scared. Make sure us counselors know where you are, and we will know where you are. And make sure you're always following the 10 Commandments, not the biblical ones. Don't worry about those. I'm talking about the ones we made up. If you're ever wondering what camp is like, what being at camp is like, what camp is like, notice the moss. That's nothing like camp, okay?
My favorite time at camp was when my dad lost his job at the bank, and it was really hard because then we couldn't really afford a lot, and so it was just a really stressful time in my life. I think another time I really liked camp when I was 6 and I got shingles, and that really hurt. That hurt a lot, actually. I think I had a rock collection at some point. Probably the best time I ever had at camp was when my friend tried to do a backflip on the diving board, and he cracked his head open and bled out in the pool, and the lifeguard just watched him as he squirmed to safety, gasping for air, and she just sat up there eating chips, and we had to rush him to the hospital, and it was really scary, and I thought my friend would die. So in the Old Testament, how are people saved before church camp? That just seems unbiblical. Do rats have the same bladders as people bladders?
Currently, half of our friends have married their church camp lover. So when you meet that special someone up there, flip a coin and you can marry them. It's basically the oregano of the sea, okay? You been to Chipotle before?
Remember, if you're not crying during worship, it doesn't count.
Tree climbing is not allowed at camp. You might be wondering how you're going to be sleeping on this camp. Truth be told, not much. Truth be told, not comfortably. Truth not be told, lights out at noon, midnight. That's the night time of noon. And we'll be waking up at 7 o'clock every day for some morning devotionals, some reflection, morning coffee, and just, I'm a youth group leader and camp counselor, but usually I feel like I'm more sinful than any of these kids here. Am I really worthy, qualified to be leading these kids?
One time at church camp, I spent the entire week skateboarding, which is something I do anyways all the time, and I basically squandered my whole camp experience, and I regret it 10 years from that time. I could have made friends and learned things, but I don't know. It was alright, I guess. It was actually pretty sick. I'd do it again.
And make sure you don't kiss anybody unless they consent. And even then, I'd advise not to, because it just seeds really bad seeds. I just don't think you guys are mature enough yet to be making those kind of decisions on a 1-week camp. Maybe if you start talking to them first at camp, exchange numbers, Instagram handles. If they live close, maybe hang out after camp in a public space or with groups before you move into one-on-one dating. Make sure you communicate with your parents that you've met someone at camp. I'm not saying camp relationships don't work, because they do work sometimes. My friend is a prime example of that, but also they don't work. Actually, don't meet anyone of the opposite gender if you can help it. But I know some of you guys can't help it. Here's the thing. But do that. So I'm talking to you guys when I'm saying this. If they come out of this messed up, it's probably on me.
Maybe I shouldn't go.